ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लाङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं खलुषायुतशक्तसुदीननरं सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधव देवपदम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। भुजे सव्यवेणुं शिरसि शिखिपिच्छं कटितटे दुकूलां नेत्रान्ते सहचरकटाक्षं विदधते सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावनवसति लीलापरिचयो जगन्नाथस्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे। वन्दे नन्दव्रजस्त्रीणां पादरेणुम् अभीक्ष्णशः यासां हरिकथोद्गीतं पुनाति भुवनत्रयं भक्त्या विहीन अपराधलक्षै क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयी त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नवृन्दे नुमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। भूमोस्खलितपादानां भूमिरेव यवलम्बनं त्वय्यजात अपराधानां त्वमेव शरणं प्रभो। वागीशा यस्य वदने लक्ष्मीर्यस्या च वक्ष्यासि यस्यास्ते हृदये संवित्तं नृसिंहमहं भजे। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 11th chapter, the holy life of Dhruva. Dhruva is destroying the Yakshas because they have killed his brother Uttama. Therefore, he was very much disturbed by that fact, and therefore he is now attacking all the Yakshas. Now Manu, he has appeared in front of Dhruva, and he is giving instructions to Dhruva that he should not be doing this. So we are reading Manu's instructions to Dhruva for the past few days, and today I will not repeat all those things, but we will just read from where we stopped yesterday. So we have not read the purport to verse number 23. I'll just read the translation and then go to the purport directly. My dear son, Supreme Lord is unmanifest and He is unlimited. He cannot be understood so easily. And through His multifarious energies and potencies, He is creating all these living entities, Mahat, etc., all those things that are required for this material world, the living entities, He is creating everything by His infinite potencies. And what is the desire behind this? Why He has done this? And all these aspects, who can understand what is the purpose of this creation and why He is creating and annihilating? Who knows? Nobody knows, because He is avyakta, He is unmanifest. So in the purport we heard yesterday that the Supreme Lord cannot be understood by our material sense organs. There are different kinds of approaches to understand the Supreme Lord. We heard yesterday there is a top-down approach and a bottom-up approach. Bottom-up approach is to understand through our own sense organs, to understand by inference, or to understand through the history. But by none of these three processes are capable of making one eligible to understand the Supreme Lord, because by this there is an effort by the living entity. By our own effort we cannot understand the Supreme Lord, because He is a self-manifest entity. The Supreme Lord, by principle, He is a self-manifest person. He is not to be understood by our any material endeavors, by our knowledge, by our study, by any of our efforts, endeavors. He cannot be understood. Therefore, the only process by which one can understand the Supreme Lord is top down. Anything that comes from above, only through that process we can understand Him. That is why He is called avyakta. Avyakta means He who is not manifest. Because He is not manifest, you cannot explain Him. You cannot see Him with your material eyes, means you cannot speak about Him with your mouth also. Because whatever you have seen, you can explain that thing. Because you have not seen, how can you explain? That is why Supreme Lord is unmanifest and inexplicable. So, नाना शक्त्युदय उदयस्य काल कर्म स्वभाव ओ कामादीर उदय जाहा होइते सेई भगवानेर एक एकटी शक्ति आश्रय करियाई परस्पर विभिन्न मतवादीगण सर्वशक्तिमान श्री भगवाने वस्तुतः कोनो विवाद नाय एई भाव. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, if you remember, we started the purport by listening that there are different principles. Some say that it is time, some say it is the nature, some say it is karma or activity, some say it is calm or desire, and some say it is by the fortune, by luck. So there are different philosophers, and each of the philosophers differ in the opinion. Therefore, which one is correct? Which one is not correct? So it is actually all these things are coming from the Supreme Lord only. Whatever, any postulation of any philosophy, it is possible only through the knowledge that is given by the Supreme Lord only. Otherwise it is not possible. So there is seemingly a contradictory thing in these various philosophies, but actually in Supreme Lord there is no contradiction. All the contradictions are nullified in Supreme Lord, because everything is possible for Him. He can be understood in multiple ways, in different ways. Therefore, any contradictions that we see in various philosophies, all of them, they get harmonized in Supreme Lord. Therefore, there is no contradiction in Himself, although different people, according to their own understanding, they postulate different conceptions or different philosophies. Some say that there are astrologers, there are there are enjoyers, material enjoyers, or the atheists. There are followers of analytical path. In this manner, different paths are there. History, some follow history. In this manner, different things are there, but none of these things are can describe the Supreme Lord completely, but at the same time all of them become harmonized in Supreme Lord. सेई भगवानेर चिकीर्षति की कोरिबार इच्छा ताहाई केहू जानते पारे ना. So why he has created this world and why he created this living entities, other than him nobody knows. By his own desire he has created, therefore we, by our own intelligence, many people say, oh, why is this world created? If you want to understand this, you have to understand the Lord first, because it is his desire. You cannot understand his desire before understanding him. If you want to understand a person's desire, you have to understand the person first. But directly you want to say, oh, why the Lord desired? Why the Lord desired? You have to understand the Lord first. But people, they don't have patience for this. They don't want to do this. They want very quick one. No, why? You have to follow the Supreme Lord. You have to submit to him. You have to follow the process that is given to you. And once you follow that, then you will understand who is Supreme Lord. Why are there many energies? Why are there infinite living entities? All these things can be understood by the grace of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. আর स्वसंभवम निजेर उत्पत्ति जाहा होते ताहा के अर्थात स्वयंभू ईश्वरेर उत्पत्ति कौन व्यक्ति जानते सक्षम. And the Lord is a self-manifest person. So who can understand how is this self-manifestation possible? Because our understanding, our mental understanding is that we need a mother and father. Any living species, without a mother and father, there cannot be birth. Now, if Supreme Lord is self-manifest, there is no birth to him, there is no origin to him, how can you understand it? It is not possible. By your own material experience, it is not possible. Just like I usually give this example that yesterday or day before we were talking about, some kind of an insect. That insect takes birth in the night, they live in the night and then they die the next day morning. If the insect were to be told that there is also something called sunlight or daylight, but it is beyond the experience of that insect, because he is only seeing the lamp. The lamp light for him is all in all. He is not seeing sunlight, and if someone were to say there is something called a sunlight also, you can see that he cannot have belief in it, because it is beyond his experience. In a similar manner, whatever is beyond our experience, our mental understanding, we think that it is not existing, but actually it exists. And it can be understood only by mercy, when it comes from above, not from when I think and then when I want to analyze and when I want to spend my mind and time and energy. No, by none of these things, only by submission. श्री भीष्मदेव कहियाছিলেন না যস্য করহিচিত রাজন, অর্থাৎ হে রাজন, এই শ্রীকৃষ্ণের যে কি করিতে ইচ্ছা করেন কোন ব্যক্তি তাহা জানিবার শক্তি নাই, কোন ব্যক্তির তাহা জানিবার শক্তি নাই। পণ্ডিতেরাও তাহা জানিতে ইচ্ছা করিয়া মুগ্ধ হন। So Bhishmadev, he is speaking when Bhishma was on the bed of the arrows, and Sri Krishna takes the Pandavas to Bhishmadev, and he tells that today you listen what Bhishmadev is telling you, get lessons from him. So while seeing the Supreme Lord, he is praising the glories of Supreme Lord. So one of the verses that he says is that this Krishna, why he is performing a particular activity, nobody knows other than him. Bhishma is telling to the Pandavas that why the Lord is performing this activity, other than him nobody knows. because he is a completely independent living entity, not living entity, a completely independent, person. Because he is an independent person, he can do anything. He is Swarat, he is Virat, completely autocratic power he has got. So that is why he is doing, Bhishma is telling that why he is doing a particular kind of an activity, nobody other than him knows. Even the greatly learned scholars, they try to understand this particular thing, but they become overwhelmed. Simply they become overwhelmed to try to understand, when trying to understand this Lord's activities. It's very difficult to understand. We try to analyze why God doing this, why is he doing this. We cannot understand, analyze with our mind.
श्रुतितेउ उक्त हइयाछे कोहाद्धा वेदक इह प्रवोचत इत्यादि, अर्थात के इहा के साक्षात जानते पारे.
Who can understand him directly? Who can see him directly? Shrutis are also telling this.
के बोलते पारे এই সৃষ্টি কথা হইতে হইল.
Who can say from where this manifestation has come into existence? This entire material manifestation has come into existence. Who can say from where it has come?
যাহা হইতে দেবগণ সৃষ্ট তাহাকে কি প্রকারে জানিতে পারে.
That person from where even the demigods have also taken birth, who can know that person? We cannot even know even the demigods. How can we understand the father of that demigods, the forefather of those demigods, the Supreme Lord, origin? It's not possible. So even the Shrutis say that nobody has the power or nobody has the intelligence to understand the Supreme Lord, his desire and his activities. No pramana, no inference or material knowledge or historical evidences, none of these things are capable of describing any of these facts. The only way to understand is Shabda. Only when he reveals. When will he reveal? He will reveal only when we are submitted to him. Only when he sees that we are eligible to get that knowledge. When you want to learn something, when you want to get knowledge, then you have to go and submit. Guru Maharaj used to say that if you want to study in a school, you have to go to school and submit to the teacher, I want to learn this subject. Then the teacher will teach you. If you want to learn wrestling, you have to go to a person who is a wrestler, you have to submit to him. I don't know this. You please tell me. Only if you submit, that knowledge will be revealed to you. Even in this material terms, the material knowledge. If you want to learn anything, there is, what is that? There are different kinds of educations in this material world. Any education you need to submit. In a similar way, if you want to get the knowledge about Supreme Lord also, you need to submit. Without submission, you cannot get the Lord's mercy and the knowledge about Supreme Lord. Therefore, Shabda, the knowledge, the revelation through the process of sound, is the only thing by which one can understand Supreme Lord.
न चैते पुत्रक भ्रातुर संतारो धनदानुगाः विसर्गादानयोस्तात् पुंसो दैवं हि कारणम. हे वत्सद्रु, তুমি কুবেরের এই অনুচরগণকে তোমার ভ্রাতা উত্তমের বধকর্তা বলিয়া বিবেচনা করিতেছ, কিন্তু বাস্তবিক ইহারা বধকর্তা নহে. পুরুষের যে জন্ম এবং মৃত্যু হইয়া থাকে, ঈশ্বরই তাহার কারণ.
So, my dear son Dhruva, you are thinking that the followers of Kubera, means these yakshas, these are the persons who are the cause of your brother's death. You think that they have killed him, but actually it is not true. Your understanding is not correct, because in this material world birth and death, everything happens by the Supreme Lord only. It is only by the desire of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna everything is happening, birth and death. Nobody is the cause of birth, nobody is the cause of death. Others may become just instrumental, but they cannot become the actual cause. Actual cause is Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. And that also, due to the karma of the living entity, one will get birth or death, whatever, according to his own karma. The Supreme Lord is not partial. He is not, being partial to someone that, he will get, human birth, he will get elephant birth, he will get dog birth. No, he is not discriminating like that. In the court of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, justice is through karma. Whatever karma one has performed, because the Lord has given instructions to everyone that if you do this, you will get this. If you go to Manu Samhita, there you will find all the rules how you have to live in this material world. What activity you do, what result you get. This activity you do, this result you get. Everything is written very crystal clear in Manu Samhita. Now, in spite of that, I don't believe in all these things. Let it happen. Like Charvaka Rishi. I don't believe. He's an atheist. So, if you don't believe and you do whatever is there, you will get the result. It's already mentioned. You have not believed, it doesn't mean that you are to be excused for it. You don't want to believe it, just like the fire. If you say that I don't believe that the fire burns, put your hand and see, then you will get the result. You believe it or not, somebody is telling fire will burn, you say I don't believe, okay, put your hand, then you will understand. In a similar manner, Manu Samhita says that if you do this, then you will get reaction of this. No, I don't believe. Okay, just do it. You will find in the next birth what will happen to you. You will only see. So, in this manner, here it is said that nobody is the cause of birth or death other than Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. You are thinking that the Yakshas have killed, but they have not killed your brother. বাস্তবার্থ বলিতেছেন না চাইতে ইত্যাদি, অর্থাৎ এই কুবেরের ভৃত্যগণ তোমার ভ্রাতৃহর্তা নহে. These Kubera's followers are not the killers of your brother. প্রাণীগণের মৃত্যু ও জন্ম এই দুই বিষয়ে দৈব অর্থাৎ ঈশ্বরই কারণ. The Supreme Lord is the cause of everything, birth and death. They are not to be blamed. स एव विश्वं सृजति स एवावति हन्ति च तथापि ह्यनहंकारो नाज्यते गुणकर्मभिः. ঈশ্বরই বিশ্বকে সৃষ্টি করিতেছেন, তিনি বিশ্বের রক্ষা করিতেছেন এবং তিনি আবার বিশ্বের ধ্বংস সাধন করিতেছেন. কিন্তু তথাপি তিনি নিরহংকার, কোন প্রকারে গুণ ও কর্মের সহিত লিপ্ত নহেন. So here he is telling that, my dear Dhruva, Supreme Lord is creating this material world. Supreme Lord is the cause of this material world. Supreme Lord is maintaining this material world. Supreme Lord is destroying this material world. Means he is the cause of creation, he is the cause of maintenance, and he is also the cause of annihilation. But still, he is performing activities, he is creating, he is maintaining, he is destroying, means he is performing activities. Telling that in spite of all these things, he is nirahankara, he is untouched. He is not touched by any of these things. He remains untouched, and he is not affected also by guna and karma, by the activities. Like we are performing activity, then we are affected by that activity. If we perform good activity, result is good. Bad activity, result is bad. But the Supreme Lord, he is creating, whether it is good, he is destroying, it is bad. No, it does not affect him. While doing these things, he comes in contact with three modes of material nature, or rather he uses the three modes of material nature, but he himself is not touched by the three modes of material nature. Sattva, Raja, Tamo, Guna, through which we interact and perform various activities, good or bad, better or best, whatever activities we are performing in this material world, is through the interaction with the three modes of material nature. Similarly, Lord creates through mode of passion, maintains through mode of goodness, and destroys through mode of ignorance. By these three modes he is performing, but still he is not untouched, because he is nirahankara, he is not identified with this material existence. When our false ego comes that I am the doer, I am the performer, then we have to accept the good or bad result of it. If I think I am the performer, I am the doer, therefore I shall get the result, I am the owner of this, then you shall get the punishment or reward, because you think that you are the doer. But if you don't have that false ego, you don't have that ego that I am the doer, everything is happening by the will of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, you remain untouched by it. You will not be affected by it. So here he is telling that even though the Lord is destroying, you think that the Lord is the destroyer, he is the annihilator, he is the creator, but because he is not touched, he does not identify himself, he is not touched and is not affected by guna and karma, by the modes of material nature and his activities. तथापि ईश्वरेर निर्लिप्तता देखो. You see, even though God is performing all these activities, just see how he is untouched by all these things. स एव इत्यादि यदिও ईश्वरे ईश्वर सृष्टि स्थिति ও পালন করেন, তথাপি তাহার এই সকল বিষয়ে অহংকার মাত্র না থাকায় তিনি গুণ ও কর্মের দ্বারা লিপ্ত হন না, because he is not identifying himself that he is the doer, he is the performer, he is not touched, he is not affected by any of the modes of material nature. एष भूतानि भूतात्मा भूतेषो भूत भावनः स्वशक्त्या मायया युक्तः सृजत्यति च पाति च. এই ভগবান সর্বনিয়ন্তা, সর্বভূত পালক ও সর্ব প্রাণীর কারণ. তিনি স্বীয় শক্তি দ্বারা এই স্থাবর জঙ্গমাত্মক বিশ্ব সৃষ্টি স্থিতি ও পালন করিয়া থাকেন. He is the controller. The Supreme Lord is the controller. You see, Manu is reminding to Dhruva of all these things. It's not that Dhruva does not know. Dhruva is aware. Why? Because he attained Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. But sometimes it happens that somebody has to remind us. We become forgetful. Even though we have heard the instructions of Gurudev, we have heard the instructions of Supreme Lord, we have to repeatedly hear them. Why we have to repeatedly hear them? Because we become forgetful of it. While we are listening Harikatha, while we are reading scriptures, it will be in our head, but again we will forget. That is why we need to constantly remind ourselves. In the stage of sadhan, in the stage of performance of devotional practice, the practice itself means we need to repeatedly remind ourselves. While performing an activity, before performing an activity, you need to think whether it is approved by Supreme Lord, whether it is approved by Srila Gurudev, whether he likes it or he does not like it, whether Vaishnavas will be satisfied or not. These things you should be considering, and then you have to perform activity in the stage of sadhana bhakti. But when we progress further, then this becomes very, very natural, automatic. Because in that platform, devotion becomes swabhavik. Swabhavik means it becomes natural within your heart, it becomes spontaneous. Now I have to think, I have to repeatedly remind, oh, I am getting angry, I should not. Guru Maharaj says that anger is your enemy. Oh, I have so many desires, this is not good. You have to repeat, you have to constantly hear, you have to bombard your head with all these instructions. Then you will be practice will be, it will become perfected in practice, and then it becomes spontaneous. So that is why sometimes or many times or always this remembrance of the scriptural injunctions is very much required in our stage. That is why it is said that you have to listen to Hari Katha. Many people say that, okay, I am chanting the holy name. Ultimately, the goal is to chant the holy name. That is what everyone says. Therefore, why to listen Hari Katha? Chanting the holy name is the goal. That's what you are saying anyway in the Hari Katha. So we will only chant? No. If we listen Hari Katha, we will understand how to chant the holy name. What is the best process to chant the holy name? And how I can control my mind. What I should abstain from. What I should accept while chanting the holy name. Oh, I know all these things. Yes, you know, but you have to repeatedly hear all those things. You may be knowing, but if you don't remind yourself constantly, if you don't keep yourself in the company of the sadhus constantly, then we become forgetful slowly. Over a period of time, we think that whatever we are doing is right. But if we are in the company of the sadhus, in the Harikatha, during the Harikatha or during personal conversation or interaction, we say, no, it's not be done like this. So, this constant remembrance is required. That is why Prabhupada says, don't go for Nirjana Bhajan. Don't go for Bhajan in solitude. Don't do that. You should perform Hari Bhajan in the company of the devotees. If you do so, then you will constantly be reminded of your actual activity. So here, Dhruva is being reminded by Manu. He knows everything. That, it's the Supreme Lord is the cause of everything. I'm getting constant phone calls. Okay, I'll just finish this and then I think I have to go to the site now. Ei Bhagavan Sarva Niyanta, Sarva Bhuta Palak, O Sarva Pranir Karan. He is the controller, he is the caretaker, and he is the cause. He is everything in this material world, and only through his own potency he has created, he is maintaining, and he annihilates this material world. It is he who is doing it. ताहार अहंकार नाथाकार प्रति हेतु बोलते चैन एष इत्यादि स्वशक्त्या माया युक्त निज शक्ति मायार सहित मिलित होइया प्राणीगणेर सृष्टि स्थिति ओ लय करते चैन. In combination with his own material energy Maya, he is creating, maintaining and annihilating this material world. এখানে এই মায়া শ্রী ভগবানের বহিরঙ্গা শক্তি বলিয়া স্বরূপ শক্তিত্বের অভাববশতঃ তাহার সেই বহিরঙ্গা মায়ার কার্যসমূহে ভগবানের অহংকার হইতে পারেন না. Because he is interacting with this material world through his external energy, and that interaction is external. It is not through his internal energy, because that interaction is through the external energy. Therefore, he is not affected, or he is not touched by any of this creation, maintenance or annihilation. So I will explain in detail if it is not clear tomorrow, because I am getting repeated calls from the site. I have to go now. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Granthara Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran ki jai. Jai Shri Krishna Dvaipayana Vedavyasa Mahamuni ki jai. Paramarattam Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.